Hello, I'm Jess Arce, America's dyslexia expert and CEO of 3D Learning Experts. We provide tutoring virtually anywhere in the USA. And today I am busting the myth about is the assumption that tests for dyslexia are easy to access, that they're free, or that they're done by your pediatrician. These are all very common questions that people ask. So, first thing first, many people think that you can take your child to the pediatrician and they will diagnose your child with dyslexia, much like ADHD. That is not the case at all. The only people who can officially diagnose with dyslexia is a neurologist, a psychologist, or a psychometrist, which I only recently learned about the psychometrist during a recent interview that will be aired very soon. Or maybe it was aired, I think it's being aired today, actually. So those are the folks who can officially do the testing. If it's done in school, usually the school psychologist will do it. And that is the one time anywhere in the 50 states of the United States that you can get testing done for free. So the testing done by school psychologists are usually not strictly dyslexia tests. They are usually a broad spectrum learning, I don't know what it's called, but a test to determine learning disabilities or learning challenges across a broad spectrum. So that's not the case in all states. For example, in Texas, my children were tested strictly for dyslexia. I also know Mississippi does a testing strictly for dyslexia, and I believe Colorado does. And as time is passing, more and more states are starting to offer dyslexia only testing. I know California, it's a very broad test that is provided in the public school system. So that's something to keep in mind. You'll find that most of the time the psychologists in the school don't really know what dyslexia is, they just know how to provide the test. So another option is you can hire a psychologist, a neurologist to do the testing, and those you what you're paying for that ranges a great deal in price. In California, the average is $2,500 to $3,500 for that test. In different states, the prices vary, and I recently interviewed Dr. Brent, and he does the testing in Kansas at a very reasonable price. He did not disclose his price, but it is extremely reasonable. So there are some options with that. And what else? So getting a test done does not necessarily mean that the school is going to provide services that are beneficial to your child. So keep that in mind. I always try to ask people, what is the purpose for your getting the test done? And so, because if it is to get the school to provide services, you might want to find out if they will indeed provide services if you have a quantified piece of paper that says your child has dyslexia. Another thing is you want to find out what kind of services they will provide, because most of the time it's group setting, and it may not necessarily be Orton Gillingham based services. It may be remedial reading services, which are not the same and are not going to provide your child with the correct instruction that they require if they have dyslexia. So these are all different things that you want to consider before you go out and spend the money to have tests done, because it'd be a shame to spend a couple $1,000s and then find out that all you did was get a piece of paper that said your child is officially dyslexic.